Salutations, good people, and welcome to Upstate SC Living. I'm Josh Oglesby with Real Broker LLC, your Upstate South Carolina realtor. Have you ever wanted to experience college town vibes? Or maybe it's a mountain town feel that you're after. Would you like to be a part of a rapidly evolving community? Do you want to be able to catch some big city atmosphere, but not have to live in the middle of all the noise and get caught up in the middle of all the traffic day in and day out? Well, I have got the county for you. That's right, I am talking about Pickens County, and today's video is all about why people love Pickens County. So go ahead, kick your shoes off, stay a while. Not only is Pickens County rich in history, but it's perfect for hiking trails and hiking trail enthusiasts. Now, out of the 46 counties in South Carolina, Pickens County is the 14th largest county, coming in at a population of 131,000 based on a 2021 census. The county has experienced a 10% growth in population since 2010, and since 2010, the county has grown quite a bit in activities and in population. Now, for school info, I encourage you to check out some third-party sites and even the state website itself, because I'm not exactly allowed to talk about it, or crime rates for that matter. But I can talk about a lot of other stuff. I'm going to kick off this video about Pickens County talking a little bit about Liberty. Now, Liberty is by far the smallest city in Pickens County, and actually where I grew up. The best way I could describe Liberty and its layout is kind of like Mayberry from the Andy Griffith Show. Small town vibe is what you're after, Liberty is your spot, definitely. It's extremely quiet, not a ton to do. The good thing about Liberty is that it's not far from more populated and a little more exciting areas like Easley and Pickens. Liberty's biggest claim to fame is probably the fact that a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. called Chill Factor was filmed there many years ago. Yeah, that movie, it didn't do so great. Moving on to a little more excitement is the town of Pickens itself. Now, I came across a comment on niche.com by a current Pickens resident, and I'm going to let them do the talking. It sums up Pickens pretty good. Pickens is a very cute and small town. It has an old mill called Haygood Mill that is a beautiful scenic and historical area. Pickens has small town festivals and parades that make you fall in love with the home-like feeling the town gives off. I like that I can drive to Easley and shop and eat out, but then I can also drive up to the mountains and enjoy peace and quiet with nature. The roads could use a bit of improvement, but overall is a great town that gives off a mountain town vibe. Nicely said. And not only that, Pickens is just under an hour and a half to the big city of Asheville, North Carolina. Just over the last 10 years, I personally have noticed some needed improvements and additions to the town of Pickens itself. Not to mention some beautiful views of the Foothill Mountains that you'll see just cruising around the town of Pickens. If you're looking for a place to settle down and call home with some peace and quiet, Pickens is your place to go. Now, moving on over to the home of the 2016 and 2018 national champs, the Clemson Tigers, we're talking about Clemson. Now, with Clemson, you're going to have a few more options of things to do. One of the main spots in Clemson that really beautifies the town is the Botanical Gardens. When it comes to the city and the university, Princeton Reviews in 2015 cited Clemson as #1 in the United States for town and gown. Not familiar with that term? It's simply referring to the relationship between the city and the university. Nothing like college kids and old folks getting along, am I right? Now, in addition to that relationship, you've got great golfing, you've got great museums, you've got plenty of places to wet your whistle, if you know what I'm saying. It is a college town after all. Axe throwing, plenty of parks and hiking trails to keep you and the family occupied for a long time. Overall, living in Clemson, you get this big feel of pride, of just this rich Clemson pride, which makes Clemson pretty cool on its own. Now, moving into what has become and is becoming even more so the main attraction of Pickens County, Easley. Easley is in the middle of a really big growth spurt. I've got here that GreenvilleOnline.com stated they expect to see a 25% growth in population by 2026. Now, why do they expect to see such growth? Well, just a couple examples of that. One being is the new lofts at Easley Mill. They're so new that some of them aren't even ready to be leased yet. As of this recording date, which we're in April of 2022. Another example of this is the new Silo District. The founders of the Silo District wanted to take a historical piece of land and turn it into a main attraction of Easley. It's a shiny new attraction with 7 new businesses, including Inky's and Silo Brewing Company. I've personally witnessed over the past 10 to 15 years a massive growth in things to do in Easley, including tons of shopping and tons of new places to eat. Yes, it's got all of your chain restaurants that you'll see in just about every major city in town, but it also has a ton of local shops and restaurants. For example, the historical Joe's Ice Cream Parlor. I remember being 5, 6, 7 years old, going into Joe's Ice Cream Parlor, having a good old grilled cheese and Coke. Now, I could go on and on about Easley and everything that it has to offer. However, one of the coolest parts of Easley is how close it is to Greenville, South Carolina. I was mentioning a big city atmosphere earlier, and this is what I was referring to. You can spend about 30 minutes driving up to Greenville, spending the day, spending the weekend, and getting into all sorts of things and experiencing the town of Greenville and everything it has to offer, the restaurants, the nightlife, you name it, Greenville's going to have it for you. But at the end of the day, you can drive back to Easley, or really anywhere in Pickens County, out and away from the big city atmosphere, still having benefited from the experience. And that's probably the coolest part of Pickens County. Quiet, country, mountain town vibes here and there. But at the end of the day, Pickens County is all about Southern hospitality. The county literally embodies the meaning of the phrase. As you can see, there's a lot to fall in love with when it comes to Pickens County, and I've just scratched the surface with this video. And it's why so many people take pride in calling it home. So that's going to do it for today's video. If this video was helpful or just entertaining in general at all, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I've been Josh Oglesby with Upstate SC Living and Real Broker LLC. And if there's anything I can do for you when it comes to real estate in the Upstate or South Carolina in general, don't hesitate to contact me. My contact information will be right here and in the description below. And until next time, remember to enjoy yourselves.